Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love crazy, emotional, and sometimes downright unbelievable Reddit stories, you're in the right place. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you enjoy this content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. Now let's jump right into today's story. I uninvited my sister from my destination wedding. I might end up deleting this, but thought it might help to write it down. My 31 female sister, 34 female, shows narcissistic tendencies, and it has caused me to uninvite her from my wedding, but I've been struggling with whether I'm justified. My fiance and I decided that instead of a traditional wedding, we would use the money to plan a trip for our immediate families and us to go to Europe, and we'd get married there. We live in the USA. We, with the help of our parents, bought everyone's plane tickets, booked a house for everyone to stay in, organized transportation for everything, and organized the wedding day, which will end in a dinner on a lake with everyone. The 8 of us will have a few days to relax and pre-celebrate, then we will get married later in the week. From the beginning, my sister, also my maid of honor, was never really interested in talking about the wedding. Granted, I never force the topic on her because I've learned over the years that if I'm excited about an achievement that I shouldn't express it to her because she'll either resent me, be sad about it, or talk about how she has it worse, and then I'll feel the need to make myself smaller for her. She had an attitude when my fiance and I started dating while she was single. It's been 9 years, and I still get the occasional comment about me being in a happy relationship. She was angry when my fiance and I bought a house, and after 4 years of being engaged, I can think on one hand the number of times she's brought the wedding up in conversation. I don't expect it to be on the top of her or anyone's brain at all times, but my coworkers have expressed more interest than she has. This behavior isn't that surprising, as it's been a constant cycle my entire life, and I've fallen for it every time. I'm excited about something. She feigns happiness but is clearly not happy, or throws a tantrum. I say something to make her feel better and smooth everything over. We're friends again. My entire life I tried so hard to be on her good side because when she's in a good mood, she's the best. She's been especially emotionally unstable in the last year, and I've spoken to her about it previously, but the conversation didn't end well. She has lashed out and or berated every family member for one reason or another, and has stormed out of more than a dozen holidays or get-togethers over the years. She also has a long history of being miserable on family vacations. She'll be fine until day 3, and then suddenly everyone is annoying her, and she's snapping at people. Left and right, it's like walking on eggshells constantly, so we were already thinking about this prior to her most recent outburst. We were 2 months out from the wedding when she asked if her boyfriend of 6 weeks could come with us to Europe. We had met this guy once, so I was a little uncomfortable with that, plus we had everything booked, and we had already said no to other friends and family who we obviously have a much deeper relationship with, so I let her know that it has nothing to do with her boyfriend as a person, but we preferred to keep it to the 8 of us for the trip, and he would absolutely be invited to the reception when we returned. She did her typical fake understanding voice and said that then she will have to think about whether she is going to attend the wedding at all. She then texted my parents and said that she's not going unless her boyfriend is welcome. I understand the desire to have a date for a wedding, but the only couples that will be there are me and my fiance and my parents. Everyone else is single or not bringing their significant other out of choice. They're going because they're close to us, and they want to be there for the wedding and celebrate with us. Anyway, I did not appreciate being emotionally extorted, and I knew she was throwing a tantrum because she didn't get what she wanted. I'm not too sure of her goal though. Did she really think we'd go back on what we said? She's already getting a free trip to another country, and my parents bought her an expensive designer dress to wear, partly an attempt to ensure her happiness on the wedding day, so I was surprised, but not really, that she was asking for even more. I told her that her decision to go to the wedding was up to her, and didn't speak to her for about a week until she texted me asking if I wanted a bachelorette party. It was a little late at that point for that, and luckily I didn't want one anyway. I used that opportunity to talk to her about why I was upset and how I thought it was effed up that she would throw a tantrum like that over her own sister's wedding. She said she hasn't appreciated the attitudes she's gotten from me and my parents after what she said, and she figured she'd just be honest about how she was feeling. She often falls back on saying she was just being honest and truthful, and that she has big emotions to make it okay when she says hurtful things. Nothing was resolved with this conversation. I saw her in person on Father's Day and reiterated why I was upset and that I thought it was effed up to try to manipulate me into changing my mind just because she didn't get what she wanted. She said she's allowed to get upset and react the way she did. I said it's fine to be upset, but it's not okay to use your emotions to purposely hurt someone. She went on to talk about how inconvenient the trip is. She had to take PTO, which, fair, but we all do and I've never forced her to go and to make the sacrifice and that it's just one day, so why are we making a big deal about this? Mind you, we wouldn't be going on this trip if it weren't for that one day. Unsurprisingly, the conversation fell apart and she felt attacked, despite the fact that I was very even in my tone the whole time, and when I told her it's not an attack, it's a confrontation, she told me I wouldn't know a confrontation if it punched me in the throat, and declared twice she's not going on the trip. She stormed out of the house and sat alone outside, undoubtedly waiting for me to come out and smooth things over, which I didn't. A couple days later, I texted her to confirm she wasn't going, so I could do what I needed to do with the plane ticket. She said it's up to you mostly, and I told her that everyone going with us is going because they want to support us, not because it's an obligation. We're not demanding people go with us, they're thrilled to go. She gave me a half-hearted apology that essentially said sorry you felt hurt by my emotions, which were expressed through honesty and truth, and then I told her maybe it's best she doesn't go because it's clear she won't have a good time, and she's already said, at least 4 different times now, that she's not going. She's gone no contact now, and my emotions swing violently from feeling angrily justified to feeling like I really effed up. There's a part of my brain that's been conditioned to want to patch things up with her and make sure we're best friends again, regardless of whether she's the one in the wrong. Plus, she's my sister, and then there's the part of my brain that doesn't want to deal with this behavior for the rest of my life, so I know I need to set boundaries. I really did not anticipate this amount of stress or heartbreak before my wedding, and I have no idea what will happen after it. Okay, so that's the end of the post. There are no updates, and I think it doesn't need one either. And honestly, OP, you made the right call and probably should have done it years ago. No one should have to shrink themselves just to keep the peace, and certainly no one deserves to be emotionally extorted over their own wedding. Planning your big day should be filled with excitement, not walking on eggshells. Boundaries aren't cruel, they're protection, and if someone can't celebrate your happiness without turning it into a tantrum, maybe they never truly wanted to see you happy in the first place. And that's the story. Thanks so much for sticking around until the end, it really means a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe. Remember, my goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and every single one of you makes a difference. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.